Let's have another round of applause for our graduating class. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the class farewell ceremony of 2021 as we bid farewell to our grade 12 graduating class. Class farewell is a very special occasion for our school community as we all come together to acknowledge the years of hard work, dedication, and persistence that have been necessary for the class to reach its goals. It is a time to celebrate successes, reflect on challenges, and thank those that have played an important role in each of the students' lives these past 13 years. Representing École Camrose Composite High School, you have attained the impressive milestone in your life with great honor and integrity. Each graduating class has its own special qualities that make it unique, and this year's class is no different. Thank you for your positive relationships with your peers and staff, for demonstrating excellence toward your studies, your management and conduct in the school community, and for making my first year here as principal of the school very memorable. You have set an example for the future classes to follow and have truly been resilient, positive role models. Due to our ongoing pandemic, no one envisioned your ceremony taking place this way without including many other family members, friends, and other community members as part of this important event. Please know that they are still thinking of you, they are very proud, and many are still watching you via our live stream. I also want to thank you for your excellent attitudes in dealing with this situation. It once again speaks to all of your strong character and respect you have for each other. There is no doubt that you are excited about moving forward with a new chapter of your lives. You are leaving behind what is familiar and comfortable, but you will also cherish the friendships and fond memories of your years here at ÉCCHS. Parents, I want to thank you for bringing your children to our school and trusting us with them every day, especially this year. I want to thank you for raising such amazing groups of students and know that your involvement in their lives will help them to more opportunities for success. To our staff, this is not just about the high school teachers that have taught these students, but it is about the collective effort of all of you to develop strong relationships and support through the good times and the more challenging days. Your kindness and caring for all students is one of the reasons that we have seen these students grow into amazing young adults. Thank you for striving to provide opportunities for success and believing in our school mantra, being true to yourself. To our students, you have all contributed greatly to our school culture without even realizing it. Regardless of where your future plans take you, I know you will have a positive impact that you will leave behind at our school. Be kind and good to people you meet along your way. Think big thoughts and be optimistic in whatever you are doing. Whatever or wherever your future leads you, we will be watching and cheering for you. Once again, it is my pleasure to congratulate our grade 12 class of 2021. Enjoy the rest of this ceremony, follow your passions, continue to be leaders, and the best of luck in your future. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Lange, who will give the tribute to our class of 2021.
All right, when I was asked to do this tribute, I couldn't shake the feeling that it needed to be perfect. I read books and articles about speechifying. I listened to as many recorded speeches of significance as I have in my library. I spent hours and hours, desperately again in a frenzy, trying to put something together of some value so that you guys could pull and take something away from this. Ever the teacher, I slaved over my speech. I created rough copies and good copies and endeavoring to create something that, again, would be worthy of a Nobel Prize. Being known for my literary skills as I am, ultimately I figured out that I'd bitten off a little bit more than I could chew. However, During my research, I came across an interesting letter that a well-known British personality wrote to her dog Pickle shortly after Pickle passed away. Now, you may think Lange has lost it. You may think he's got a COVID brain, taking too many meds, not enough meds. I do want to encourage you, all right? This is a bit of a journey following along. I promise that I'll put it together at the end for you so it will make sense. Okay, so here we go. My darling Pickle. First, a confession. I had you killed. I planned it and everything. I asked the vet around, a nurse in green uniform with white piping, all with the expressed intention of ending your life. Yes, I know. You had no idea, because I had been practicing for weeks to keep it from you, and that when it came time, I could stop my chest from bursting with fear, horror, and the unbearable pain of it all. That day, I sat there in your kitchen, because it was always your kitchen, numb and filling in forms about what to do with your remains. I ticked boxes as you lay wheezing in your sleep in a bed next door. I made series of informed clinical decisions of the whys and the wherefores of that beautiful familiar body that started so badly to let you down. Then, once the formalities were over, I came in and did what I've done so many days and nights over so many months and years. I lay behind you, my left arm wrapped around your battle-scarred chest, and whispered into your ear, I love you. So that was my secret. And I kept it from you until the needle did its work, until the ribs stopped heaving and your legs went limp and your head fell as heavy as grief itself into my arms. Then, when I knew it was no longer listening, or you were no longer listening, I let it out, that raging river of loss. Confession over. Now, what you need to know is that this is not a eulogy. Quite frankly, Pickle, you don't deserve one, because you were well aware your behavior from the beginning to the end was unequivocally terrible. As a puppy, you crushed against CD covers in the house for fun. You chewed through electrical cables and telephone wires. You ripped shoes and gobbled up plastic. You dived into bins. You rolled in poop and licked pee off of pavements. You ate my bedposts. As an adult, you graduated raiding fridges and picnics. You stole ice cream from the mouths of infants. You jumped onto a Christmas table laden with pudding and cakes and blithely walked through them all, inhaling everything in your wake. You puked on everything I love. The day we got the news, I took you home to Cornwall, the place we love best, and you allowed me for a while at least to believe that nothing was wrong. But your lies could only carry you so far before your body gave way. I saw your chest starting to heave when you took a breath at night. Your bark became hoarse. You no longer tore around the house, causing havoc. You were biddable. You were never biddable. Yet still, the denial. Forgive me for that. For all, we'd beaten it before, you and I, 4 separate times, even when the vet told me that your lungs were hung with cancerous cobwebs and that there is nothing more to be done. I went out and started doing. I sped to the health food store and returned with titchets, unguents, and capsules. So silly, so very silly, because I should have just let you eat cake and biscuits and toast and anything dusted with sugar. But I thought I could save you. I really thought I could. I couldn't bring myself to believe that something as alive as you could succumb to something so as ordinary as death. After all, how could you be sick? You'd run and jumped and played day after day, and then I got it. You were doing it all for me. You were dragging yourself into the light every morning for me. All of it. And as fierce and possessive as my love was, I couldn't let you do that anymore. You were an 80-year-old dog, and you still flew into the boot of the car without assistance. You skittered around corners and sniffed and barked at neighbors, and lived into life's outer margins. On the day you died, you pottered around for an hour in the meadows with the sun on your back without a care in the world, and I am so very grateful for that. When someone took a punch from me, you leapt and took it. When I discovered I couldn't have children, you let me use your neck as a hanky. You are my longest relationship, although I think any decent psychologist would have redeemed us irredeemably codependent. You were the engine of my life, the metronome of my day. You set the pulse and everything and everyone moved to it. You were the peg on which I hung all the baggage that couldn't be named. You were the pure innocent joy of grass and sky and wind and sun. It was a love beyond the limits of patience and sense and commensuration. It was as nonsensical as it was boundless. You alchemist. Thank you for walking alongside me during the hardest, weirdest, most extreme times of my life and never loving me less for the poor decisions I made or the ridiculous roads I took us down. Thank you, little pickle. From the shaggy 6'4" Yeti who always talks with his hands, who shouted at you, held you, laughed at you, fed you, and for some reason, utterly unbeknownst to you, put all your poop into bags. Now I realize the speech so far has been less about the grandness of your future aspirations or about the personal attributes I feel you may need while you're in your path forward into your vocations and the lives you aspire to than is the case in a traditional, again, graduation speech. Forgive me for that. Those conversations are certainly important as well as valuable and necessary. I believe, however, that the letter to Pickle has a lot more than an expression, or is a lot more than an expression of love for a deceased dog. It occurred to me that this letter is fundamentally about relationship that exists between a pickle and his master and the way she chose to see the relationship. The relationship was obviously complicated, messy, frustrating, and at times drove the author crazy. But yet, in spite of it all, this relationship was still fundamentally of great importance and significance to the author. She chose to see the relationship with Pickle in ways that transcended the mundane. And every day she again summed it up by putting poop into plastic bags. I would like to leave you then with two fundamental truths that we get from this work of art. First, relationship. Your lives will be imbued with relationships everywhere. You will have a relationship with your family, a relationship with people you work with, relationship with people you have, again, casual contact with, as well as a host of other relationships. How you choose to react or interact with all of these people will have a huge difference in your life. You will determine whether those relationships will be productive, life-affirming, or consuming and isolating. You are the one who will decide for you whether the elements of your life will be joyous and, again, life-affirming or not. This will be your responsibility, and only you can actually make those decisions for you. It is an awesome responsibility. Learning how this life works will be an extreme importance part of your journey. These relationships of all kinds will help define you and your experience and will be the largest part of your life going forward. The second truth is about perception. This will be your responsibility as well. It will affect all your relationships and how you relate to everything in your life. How you choose to see is your choice. Just as the author of the letter to Pickle could have seen all of Pickle's negative behaviors unendurable, she chose instead to see them as a part of what made Pickle charming, crazy, energetic, and ultimately incredibly lovable. This is a choice the letter writer made. You, like the rest of us, will face the same choices. Your life will be made immeasurably richer or horribly poorer by the perceptions of your reality and your subsequent reaction to it. Your life will either be an exciting journey filled with challenges to overcome, grow, and learn from, or it will be an endless march of unfair events and cruel and torturous. In essence, time wonderfully well spent or time spent putting poop into plastic bags. It will be up to you. It will be what you make it. On behalf of all the teachers, we wish you all the very, very best in your future. It has been an absolute privilege and an honor to be part of your journey these past years. May you find success and happiness in your chosen path as you leave this school. As you celebrate your graduation this weekend, please take great care. Be well, be wise, be safe. Congratulations and Godspeed, graduates of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Lange, for that tribute to our students. I would now ask for the first cohort to please stand up and make your way to the side of the gym to come forward and receive your diplomas.
Serge Boyko. Ethan Dubitz. Marshall Cook. Justin Smith. Jacob Weiler. Sloan Boyko. Colton Christie. Travis Cunningham. Jordan Huska. Dominic Johnson. Christian LaFortune. Jessica Longmuir. Victoria Lyons. Katie Mitz. Sue Pham. Noah Siegel. Cameron Walbeck. Yeah, anyone. Quinn Nahowich. Aishi Nair. Austin Peterson. Seth Pickard. Sam Popowich. Danica Renner. Sadie Reinhardt. Adriana Saul. Riley Skiris. Matthias Schuler. Jada Schultz. Robin Severson. Gabriella Sexton. Brett Sharkey. Riley Scardell. Hannah Smith. Anna Sneidmiller. Philip Stoker. Katie Strahl. Carson Taylor. Jacob Tigler. Eric Tomazeski. Clarissa Umperville. Addison Vallette. Samuel Young.
Okay, never give the mic to Mr. Walsh at the very end. A couple things, one really important one. One name that we didn't get to announce would be Josh Loudon, who we lost earlier this year. We just want to recognize him. Next, there are lots of things going on that we weren't able to squeeze into 3 ceremonies tonight that if you go to the live stream and watch the recording, there's the guest speakers, etc. Please check those out, and we'll leave those links up, I assume, for quite a while, Mr. Gao. As we conclude tonight's celebration, we want to thank everyone for your patience and support over the past year. We've encountered some challenges along the way, but in the process, we've created wonderful memories as well. I heard Mrs. Wills say in the one of the previous groups, you aren't going to forget this year, graduates for sure. Students, we are inordinately proud of each of you, and we want to celebrate your achievements with you. May your years ahead be filled with all the things you so richly deserve. It has been an honor to watch your progress and success. Special thank you. You want to talk about three people who every week had something change, would be Mrs. Celine, Mrs. Hess, and Mrs. McKenzie, our grad committee, for their hard work behind the scenes and navigating through all the changes that we required this year. Thank you to all the staff for their help with this program and for being such a big part of these graduates' lives. Thank you to our special guests, parents, staff, students, family, and friends who have joined us live and who are watching out there on the live stream. Before I ask the grads to stand one more time, I have some general instructions to ensure the safety and well-being of all, although the nice thing is we're not have to be rushing out quite as quickly because we don't have anybody behind us. If the parents could leave through the same front door that you came in, that would be fantastic. Students, you would just exit through your normal grade 12 door. We'd like you to leave as promptly as possible because, of course, you all know that we cannot have any social gatherings inside or outside on the property. Last but not least, as you celebrate this weekend with your friends and family, please stay safe. Thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful, restful summer. Graduates, one more time, I want you to stand, turn around, and face all those very important people behind you. Ladies and gentlemen, graduating class of 2021. All right, you guys can go. You're out of here.